Hello everybody, welcome back to the video. In today's video, I wanted to go over some new things announced at UGC regarding UGC items and what this could mean for the future. So yeah, let's get started. So we've had quite a few big announcements from yesterday, the first day of RDC, and also this second day. And I'm going to be honest, a majority of it is really negative, so that is what is going to be talked about here. But I do have a few images from the conference, and I wanted to go over some main points right over here. So basically, they just elaborated on a lot of things that we already knew. They basically gave us kind of a date, I guess, for when public UGC would be released, which is kind of around the early to mid range of 2024. So expect it in that first half of the year when public UGC will release. So that is when the craziness will happen. Then we have this slide which they go over some key points, accountability. I think this actually is a pretty good section. ID verification, that's fine. And also a strike system. I think we've already seen that. They've already banned some users that have gotten multiple strikes. So I think that's definitely pretty good. I think this is fine. Right over here, this is a bit of a questionable section. We have minimum quantities, which basically means for limiteds specifically, you will only be able to have a minimum amount. So for example, I think that they're working on 50 right now. So that means every limited can only have 50 users or more, which is kind of bad. You know, some people want to have rarer items, especially if it's like a contest you had and you just want to award something to the winner. You can't do that anymore. It has to be minimum 50, I think is the number they're working on, but I think that is still a to be determined number. But that is what this means. Your premium subscription, this was already a thing for UGC creators. You had to have premium 450, which is the cheapest premium in order to upload items. Now they're increasing it to premium 1000, which is double that, which is kind of bad. Having to pay double just to upload items is not really that great, especially with more people getting added and public UGC coming. It's going to be even harder to even profit on things, so having to pay more is really not the best idea. Next here, this is also a pretty bad one, monthly publishing limits, meaning that you can only publish a certain amount of items a month, which was something that was here at the beginning of the UGC program, where people can only create like a 20 items or something on that. But bringing it back now, especially when they're adding all this paying more and having to take out more of your own money to keep these items up, is going to be really hard to even profit on this. So a lot of these updates are pretty much going to have a common theme of it's going to be really hard for anybody to actually profit off of items now. And this goes for old UGC creators and also people that get access when they release it to everybody. But I'll show a list later on that will have everything pretty much laid out for you to understand why this is not a great idea. Then here, healthy marketplace section, this being able to report people that are kind of like copying you and using your models and things, I think this is definitely fine. This is the big section right over here, these last two. Only creation of fixed quantity limiteds. And basically what they means is that they want every item to be limited, which is really insane. For Roblox items, that's fine. If that happens to just Roblox items, that's great. For UGC, it's not so much great. Having it so that only a certain amount of people can buy every single item is really not profitable at all, because you're going to have to keep paying extra to keep adding more stocks so people can actually buy your items. You're going to have to take out so much of your own money out just to keep your items up if people want them, as they'll have to be limited, which is just really terrible. And this last one adds on to the limited point. They want to make everything that is already released as a non-limited to make it limited. So slowly over the next year, we will see every item turn into a limited, which is just really going to be insane. Hopefully they reconsidered this. This is definitely just going to be a bit too crazy and not really great for the UGC creators at all. So maybe this will be something that we consider, but for now this is not looking too great. And here's a bit more of the little visual of what they mean, and they call it flexible, which basically means that you'll be able to add more copies to an item. So for example, say you have an item and it's sold out, you'll be able to add more copies, which is terrible on so many levels. Number one, it just scams the original buyers that bought it, because then the creator can just add more copies, and then people that bought it because it was rare or something are like, wait, now it's not rare, people just added more copies. So that's terrible. And also that fact they have to pay for this is terrible for the creators too. Having to constantly update every single item because every item will be limited, and adding more stock is just going to be a really big money killer for many creators. And this is coming from my point of view, which I'm like in maybe top 300, I would say, for UGC creators, and this is already a lot for me. Like, I don't even know if I'd be able to upload anything. So this is really going to be limited to only the rich people pretty much. So there will be actually very few people that will actually be able to continuously upload things, as this is not beneficial to those with not as much resources to keep uploading their things. And here's another little graphic on the non-limiteds and more specifics there. Here they say new creators will be able to upload limiteds only, but UGC program members will be uploaded to non-limiteds. But this is just regarding the first half of 2024. Once this transition happens, then everybody will have to make limiteds only. So UGC program members are safe from this for now, at least until they get to really push the entire update out. And over here they say 30 items a month for an unlimited, which is not the best. And then also they're going to be lowering that amount over the months, which is really terrible. And then basically another recap that in the 2024 plans that they just will change every item to be limited. So here's the little graph I made for it. This is just basically all the main points. Right over here, all non-limited UGC will convert to being limited over the course of early 2024, which is what is likely the case here. Public UGC and UGC creators will only be allowed to upload limiteds, meaning the removal of non-limiteds, which is also the case. You will need to be ID verified and minimum pre-owned 1000 to upload and manage items. And then items will be able to have more stock added and also stock removed if not sold out yet. That is something I didn't mention before, but you can also remove stock soon, but you will also have to pay for that. So you can pay to add stock or pay to remove stock if something hasn't sold out. Minimum amount of copies given, basically limit will only be able to have minimum 50 copies, and basically that means no more rare things. You will only be able to upload a certain number of items a month. Not sure what the number is yet, they didn't give a specific one, but that is likely the case as well. And this is why this is bad for item creators. And this is basically everybody that uploads any items, as public UGC is going to release soon, and this applies to everybody. So this is pretty much for everybody that uploads items already or wants to upload items. You have to pay for the restock of every item, as they will all be limited, which will completely kill all profit for creators. Having to manage over 100 items for people that have already been here a while or people that haven't even been here for a while, having to manage so many items and having to restock every single time they sell out is definitely going to kill your bank account, really. Having a limit of how many things you can upload makes it hard to profit, as you have to depend on older items. So having the monthly limit just makes it hard to make new items that people might be enjoying, because you have to depend on everything else that already is released, because you have a limit of things to upload. It benefits the rich users and it hurts new creators, as you have to really have a large amount of Robux to really pay for everything, as all of these updates are very money sensitive. And also, I didn't mention this, but since every item is going to be limited, UGC creators already only get 10% of limited resales, and they get 30% of regular item sales. But since everything is going to be limited now, you will only get 10% of resales and everything. So you already lose 20% of resales on every item, which is literally very crazy. So you pretty much will get 10% of everything, which you might think is a lot, but if you sell something for 50, that you only get 5 out of that, when before if it was 30% you would have gotten 15. So creators are going to be losing so much more, and they'll have to pay so much more, so it's just really not a balanced system. And then once again on the bottom, having to pay a $10 monthly fee on top of this is just really crazy. They have really high expectations of creators being able to continue updating their items, but it's just so much necessary in terms of having money resources to pay for this. It just is not beneficial, and I think a lot of creators are agreeing with this. Everyone I've spoken to pretty much is against this, so hopefully they make some changes. This is really just not looking great, honestly, and I'm not sure what this means for Roblox items. I don't think that anything will really happen to them. If anything, maybe everything will be limited there as well, but this is mostly just focusing on UGC. So yeah, that is pretty much all of the main updates that they covered for UGC. Pretty negative, I would say, not really that great. Hopefully they revise some of these updates, as this is just really not looking to be the best. And especially with the public UGC releasing, it's going to be even harder for your own items to get out and be noticed. So this is just going to make it even harder to profit on things, even when you're not releasing that much already. So yeah, I would definitely want to hear what you guys think of this, and also if you're confused on anything, I'll try to explain it a bit since there was a lot of information in this video. But yeah, this seems to be the future of UGC right now, which is not looking that great. But yeah, that is this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.